So here's a little real time experience and parts work. I'm in a real I'm really struggling actually. Parts of me are really struggling. I had to take a lot of time off last year from work, and work is something I love, and I've done a lot of deconstruction. My earrings are hitting my headset, and I have had to supplement my income with my savings, which scares the shit out of me. And then I'm like, dude, 10 years ago you didn't have savings. But this morning I'm in week 3. Actually, tomorrow will be 4 weeks post-op hysterectomy. Everything except for my ovaries. If you don't know what vaginal cuff is, just like that is terrifying to have not healed properly. So I've been taking things really slowly, but my energy is coming back online. And then on Saturday, my shoulder starts hurting. From Thanksgiving until Saturday, like allergies and cold. I know, this is nothing. There are fucking Palestinians dying for no reason. They certainly don't have a warm bed to sleep in. And I'm here on this spot in my life trying to take care of myself and my family and my future and get up and do the work I got to do. And my physical capacity starts rising, and then it gets fucking smacked again, and then it starts rising and it gets fucking smacked again. And I had an insight about parts. Stick with me. My mom had rheumatoid arthritis, early onset, like 36, and was bedridden until I was about 17, and they finally started making medicine that helped her get more mobile. But most of my life, I've never heard my mom complain or moan and groan. She might stub a toe, but other than that, she never complained about being in chronic pain. I, on the other hand, have always been kind of puny when it comes to physical discomfort. Listen, if there is an emergency, I mean, like, I've seen 2 people get hit on motorcycles, and I'm the first one. Like, I can handle all the blood and the guts and that kind of stuff. But my own physical discomfort is my kryptonite. And it has been my whole life. And then also, my whole life, like, I remember in 2nd grade, I was the first one to always fall asleep at slumber parties, which caused all kinds of social problems. In junior high, I was always the first one. Like, my body requires a lot of rest. Well, I have had tons of rest in the last year and tons of space. And I'm ready to get back to work, and I am not trying to run. I'm just like slow daily steps. So I start feeling good. I get on a good thing of dopamine. I get on a good, like, my generic Vyvanse. I feel like we've hit the right place. The last couple of weeks have been really good. And then this frozen shoulder shit hits. And I look up on beloved TikTok about frozen shoulder. I see all sorts of things. I make an appointment with my doctor. I do believe it's hormonal. And I'm already on HRT. Right? So I've been on that before, after, during what's that thing I had, hysterectomy. But this constant pain, and I am maxed out. I'm not taking any like pharmaceutical grade, but right, like, I am maxed out on the at-home pain pills I can take, and I don't want to take more serious pain pills. And it's just always there, and I don't do very well. So here's where the parts work comes in. Thanks for sticking with me. And I'm doing my thought process this morning. I had a nice erasure 80s dance party, like just moving my body and doing my shake machine and all these things. And I sat down and I wrote erasure and Depeche Mode for some intentional dopamine, because I could feel like I was up with this workday. And all my excuses were in front of me. And so instead of beating on myself, this is what I wrote. This is not profound, but this is the kind of the framework I'm starting to see from after 3.5 years of practicing IFS. Hello, excuses. And not in the shame way. Hello, excuses. I see you. I'm here for you. And I wrote down pain and capacity. Hello, pain. I see you. yes, it hurts and it's discouraging. And that's the moment I realized that there must have been a little girl, and I'll do my own more personal work, but there must have been little Allison who somehow, and I'll let my pain tell the story, but I'm preempting, this is what we do. We think about our parts rather than listening to them. And so instead, when I switch gears and I stop and I listen to her, and she's young, probably first or second grade. She has really long, wavy, blonde, golden blonde hair, white blonde hair, big teeth, big forehead, big eyes, big hollows under her eyes, giant smile, giant lips, skinny, scrawny little body. Yeah, in second grade, she had a bike accident and broke her jaw, had 300 stitches here, 300 stitches here, 300 stitches here. And while she was treated and cared for, I was cared for by my mom. I remember my mom just really being there for me. But when I had the bike accident, the people that I was with just left. It's a whole nother story. How I was a couple miles away from my house and my PE teacher was dropping her kid off at a birthday party and saw me laying on the ground. But there's like this need to be seen. This is the part to pay attention to. Our parts need to be seen. And so even in the middle of my excuses, instead of shaming them, most of my life when I, stop that crying bullshit. I don't know, what did your parents say to you? My dad would say that. Don't cry. Even when people would say it softly, listen, my dad's a good guy in a lot of ways, but that one thing really hurt. Stop your crying bullshit. Oh, trust God instead of, wow, that's really hard. I feel your pain. And so parts can show up in all sorts of ways. And if you're making excuses in your mind, there is a part of you that there's a part of me, I'll speak for me, there's a part of me that shames myself for having excuses because I've always been taught to shame myself. But when I slow down and check in, I'm like, oh, there's the part that's shaming me, and I'll ask that part to step aside. And then there's the parts that are really feeling my pain, hurts, and wants to be seen. And my lower capacity, my lack of spoons, my lifelong lack of spoons, my body that just doesn't work that way wants to be seen and held. Hello, excuses. I see you. I'm here for you. I won't leave you. Hello, pain. What is it you want me to know? How can I be for you? So instead of me telling pain what to do, pain's just a part of me. I mean, it is a legitimate injury, and fuck frozen shoulder. I'm not looking forward to that. But the part of the pain that's getting into my mental psyche needs my loving care and attention. So there's some real time parts perspective, self-connection, parts love, befriending parts, befriending pain.